Oh my gosh.
Singing together.
I'm so excited.
Yeah.
Finally. Finally, we're getting it together.
Whoop, whoop.
Oh my gosh. Hi, everyone. So I have to apologize. Apparently,
Life be lifing. That's it.
but hubby did life be lifing, but hubby gave me a really good idea because my brother-in-law is a musician and
Mm-mm.
this is his whole like
Bang.
zhuzh. So
Yeah.
yeah, I'm like,
Yeah, Zhuzh sounds better. Oh no, a camera. Oh,
that was me. That was totally me. You know what it was? I'm gonna tell you what just
you
happened.
wanted
So
us to
I
see your
got the
profile?
notification that
Yeah.
you were live, so I clicked on it. Because, like, not that you're live with me, forget that. It's the fact that I saw you were live, so I clicked on it.
Hilarious. Let me turn my stuff off. Okay,
Oh
co.
my gosh. I
Ah,
listen, so yes, I'm gonna remind hu he left his phone.
oh. You did the Find My Phone?
Right, yeah, he did. And here's the thing, or he did the, yeah, the find my phone thingy, but here's the thing, I was gonna text him and say, "Oh, your phone's in here," but
Sounds like something I would have
there you
done.
are, honey. I was about to
Hey,
text
hey,
him and say,
hey.
"Oh,
Can you
baby,
hear us
your
both
phone's in."
well, Estot?
Hi, sweetie. Oh my
Mr.
gosh.
Estot.
Hello, hello, hello,
Mr.
hello.
S at the dot.
Welcome, welcome, welcome. So, yeah, so you know how you said you had caffeine
Yes.
and that's why you're like wired. So
I am
I
a little
had
wired.
caffeine too.
Good for you. Yeah, I was literally
So
about to start
that's
playing
another
with
reason why
this.
I'm like goofy.
I was literally about to start playing with this, and I was like, leave alone. Calm down.
Like I have to do something. I have to like use my hands. I have to use my hands.
I have no idea. I just. Anyways. Weird.
Yeah, it's okay. You know what? I need to like learn how to embrace. Sorry, we have someone that wants to stay in here with mommy and she can't.
Oh,
So she's like crying and stuff. But so sorry. I apologize if you guys
that's
hear
that's how it
a
goes.
little one. No. But what was I gonna say? I forgot what I
Caffeine.
was gonna say.
Caffeine,
Yes,
loopiness.
yes, yes, yes. Yes. So yeah, I was just that's why I'm like so goofy because I'm like kind of like "Ooh."
Yeah, like I was like, oh, I'm so tired. And
Yeah.
then I was like, well, Steven or Estat was like, oh, should we have like a energy drink? And I was like, or no, he was like, oh, I might need an energy drink. And I was like, I might need
Yeah.
one too because
Right,
I want to go
right.
bed.
No. Oh my God. So honestly, I'm not gonna lie to you. I even skipped my workout today because, well, I wasn't feeling too good,
You
but
naughty girl.
also too, I was like so exhausted. So no, I get it. Aside from being tired, how was your day?
It was pretty good. My middle child, we went to her dance.
Mhm.
Energy drinks are legendary. Yes, they are. We
Yes,
went
I
to
agree.
her
I agree.
her dance her dance studio. So we got her costume today for the recital. She's super
Oh,
excited about
yeah.
that. I just felt
Oh
so
my
bad
God,
because
that
I
is so
couldn't.
sweet.
I know, like I couldn't go in there to like watch and give her notes. So I just was like, but then I didn't want to leave like
Yeah.
my oldest out there with my youngest because they would just run amok. And
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
but my oldest got in there. There was like these older kids that were playing, and he just went straight to them and just
S.
sat
Dot
down.
said dance mom. Oh, and also S. Dot, I want to say, like, my husband would totally agree with you with after a 10 plus hour day for sure.
Oh my god,
But
yeah.
so
So
I
he
was
went
gonna say
straight
so
to
about
these
number
kids.
twos.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Number one went straight to these
Mhm.
kids, sat down, like they had Pokemon cards. So like he
Mhm.
was all about that. He was like talking to them,
Oh,
and like I'm
good.
like, okay,
Yeah.
okay, like you gotta make sure that they're fine with it. So I'm like trying not to like
Yeah.
overdo it and just let him like
Yeah.
do what he does. And then like they were with their
Yeah.
grandmother, so their grandmother was
Uh-huh.
like talking to me about the trading cards, and I was like, oh, okay, I guess this is a conversation I'm fine with having. And then she like they homeschool too. So she's
Oh,
like, "Oh, well, I'll give
yeah.
you my
That's
daughter's
cool.
number." And then I'm just like, now I'm like, okay, well, I don't know how to like broach it with her daughter. Like,
Like
hey, your
maneuver
mom,
the
right?
conversation.
Your mom gave me
Yeah.
your number, so.
Well, you know what though? Honestly, I so stranger things have happened
Right.
because like, so, okay, for instance, like, the way we met, I would have never, like, especially, like, where I was, like, emotionally and mentally in my life, I would have never been comfortable enough to, like, you know what I mean, like, open
Yeah.
up the way that we had, and it just so happened that, like, not only was I comfortable with you, but we just clicked, and yeah, but I would have never thought to myself, and I thought it was, like, a little weird because I'm like, how do people, like, make friends online? But honestly, like, it could totally happen. It could
It
totally
can.
happen.
I mean, like, I met S. Dot online. Well, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, technically, yeah, we met
Yeah,
online.
technically, yeah. Yeah.
So, stranger
I'm
things
sorry,
have
I'm having
happened.
all kinds of issues, so I'm just gonna hold this because my little thing I'm just having all types of issues. So now I'm
Aw.
good, I'm chilling,
Well,
I'm
that's
chilling.
good. That's good. Yeah, so we did that. That was fun. I mean,
Yeah,
most of our day was like the lead up to that. So, like,
yeah.
what is it? Detangled number one's hair because his hair
Oh,
hadn't
yeah, 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 I
been,
remember.
yeah, hadn't been detangled for a while. I detangled number three's hair because her hair hasn't been
Yeah.
detangled for a while. And then number two
Same.
was like, you gonna do my hair now? I'm like, nah, babe. Like, your hair
Right.
gets done the most out of everyone here. So
Right.
you're good until like right before we have to go. Because I'll put her
Yeah.
hair in the little dance hairstyle and then she will literally mess
Yeah.
it up and be like, ha ha ha. Like,
So, just for those of us, myself included, what does the dance hairstyle look like? Is that like the 2, like,
oh,
buns
no, no,
at the
no. Just
top?
like slicked back, bun
Okay.
ponytail towards the back of it.
Oh,
Uh,
yeah, 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 kind of like a ballerina,
yeah,
right?
yeah, yeah. Well, yeah, she's in
Okay.
ballet, so yes, yes, yes. So,
Oh, yeah,
but
duh.
I don't think I said that though. But for the recital, they have to wear their hair in like a bun at the top. So we're gonna start
Okay.
testing that out for her. I don't know why I'm doing quotations.
Very
We
smart.
really are
Very
gonna
smart.
start doing that
Yeah. No, that
next
makes sense
Monday
though,
for
super
her.
smart.
So
Yeah. Oh,
she's so
that sounds so
excited.
exciting.
Oh
I
yeah,
bet she is.
yeah, and
So, like, with her dance class, because not gonna lie, number 3, totally it's between, like, ballet or gymnastics, and
mhm.
I'm really kinda leaning towards gymnastics because, like, she jumps from, like, couch to insane, but she jumps from, like, couch to couch, and she's always, like, tumbling or rolling around on the floor,
Oh
but
then yeah.
with your experience with, like, ballet, how did you know? Because, like, I like to say that I'm, like, one of those moms where I'm like, "Okay, like, yeah, we'll sign." I'm so sorry,
You're fine. You're
but,
fine.
like, "Yeah, we'll sign you up for it, but if you don't like it, like, we're not gonna, like, force you to do it." So, like,
Yeah.
I guess my question is, how did you know, like, well, aside from her, like, not saying no, like, of
Hmm.
course, but when did you feel comfortable, like, seriously, like, pursuing dance, like, for her, aside from her, like, showing an interest and
Oh
stuff, like.
yeah. So obviously I dance, so I wanted them
Mhm.
to dance, but I didn't want to make it
Yeah,
weird. So for
yeah,
her, we did like something local, like I think it was one of the, it's like one of the local, like the towns, like little like YMCA kind of things,
yeah, yeah,
like the town hall or whatever you call it. So we did one of those,
mhm,
and she really had fun. And she was like 3 at
yeah,
that time, so the other kids were like 2. So like I don't think they really like understand it at 2.
understood,
Like, I
yeah,
mean, there could be a
yeah,
kid that does, but I think like 3, 4 is probably the better age. So she did really
yeah,
good at 3. And then she did like a recital thing, which I feel like they conned us
mhm.
into spending money because we all had to buy tickets. Like, every single one of us, like, they didn't give us a free ticket at
Yeah,
all, whatever.
yeah.
Then, so then she really liked that, and then we tried to
Mhm.
find something else, and there was something local, but I had already found something that was a little bit further out first,
Yeah,
and we did the free class, and
yeah,
then she really liked it, so I was like, okay, great. So I mean, I
yeah,
guess I would probably do something little like little cheaper just to make sure they
yeah,
enjoy it, and then
yeah,
obviously,
that's
or see if you can
understandable.
find something that has like a free class so that way she can try,
Yeah,
and then, or he or whoever,
that is a
they can
really good
try,
idea.
and then if they don't like it, then you don't keep doing it, and if they like it, then you can continue
Yeah,
it. With gymnastics, I know my number 2 would love that. It's just like
yeah,
cost wise, like I don't know if we could
Yeah.
do it. And then I feel bad because I want to put number one in something, but he doesn't want to do anything except for playing
Yeah.
Minecraft and I guess now Pokemon
Yeah.
cards. But like, there was like a basketball thing, and I was like, "Oh, do you want to play basketball?" He was like, "Nope," and it ran off. I was like, "Okay." And then I want to put number three in dance, which we were
Yeah.
going to put her in the same time we were going to put in number two, but decided
Mhm.
against it because number three was like running around. And then
Mhm.
she was like getting in front of number two, and then like number two was like
Yeah.
trying to help her. And I was like, nah, this is not going to be beneficial for
Yeah.
number two. So I was like, I'm just going to take number three out, saves us money,
Yeah.
and wait till she understands it a little bit better
Yeah.
before I try to put her in something and be
Yeah.
stressed out because she's just like running around, not doing anything.
Yeah. No, that makes perfect sense. And I think that's one of the reasons why we didn't jump right into gymnastics because speaking of cost, so even though this was outside, so this one school, I can't remember obviously I don't recall them having a free class because I would have definitely have at least checked it out for sure.
Yeah.
But I remember with our oldest because of, diagnosis,
Uh huh.
I was like, "Oh," like and he's homeschooled, so I was like, maybe he could be around other children, but oh my gosh, even, like, karate classes for, like, kids are so expensive. I did not expect that price tag, and I was like, "Oh, well, we're gonna revisit this, like,
They
let me
are.
just kinda look around."
They are. And we almost did it, but number one was like, I don't like the way
Yeah.
they're teaching, so no. So,
Oh, so Belle said if
oh,
you, looked
if you
into a
look,
STEM or robotics course for your number 1 because he likes Minecraft. That's a good
oh,
idea.
that
That's
is
a
a good
really good
idea.
idea, like,
But
yeah,
that
yeah,
stuff costs a lot of money too. Because there
yeah.
was one like on
That's
our
also
town thing,
true.
and it was like pretty expensive. And I'm like, do I get to
Yeah,
keep the stuff afterwards, or like,
yeah,
I mean, I guess I could ask questions, but those are like, because I
yeah,
think one was like, I don't even know. I'm not gonna lie, but it was to me it was like pretty expensive, and I was like, wow,
yeah,
what are they doing? Like, am I keeping the
yeah,
project?
like
Like,
right, like, what's involved, like, for this price tag, yeah.
but yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
it
yeah,
almost feels like those kind of things are luxuries now. Like, it's not really like
yeah.
something kids can just,
Like extracurriculars.
yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. You know, that also
I
kind of
don't know.
like makes me because one of the papers that my husband had to write for his class, it was like argumentative.
Mm-hmm.
So the topic he chose were like homeowners associations or like their fees and
Oh yeah, ridiculous.
kind of the powers that they have. Yes. And like it was so insane. Like
And stuff
even
they
just
don't
for
do.
me, like there were right. And just for me, it was like, wow, like they depending on the bylaws and like the board of directors, if you like fall behind on your fees, they can like foreclose your house. And I'm like, why would you do that? Like, okay, let's just say like a family, let's just say it's a situation where, the family was doing really good, but I don't know, husband got sick, so now they're on wife's income and money's just tight or whatever. So like we're trying to pay like our mortgage and our bills and food and all this stuff. Like the last thing I'm going to think about are like HOA fees, but apparently judging or depending on like where you are in the bylaws, they can like take your house. And I was like,
That's crazy.
that's
Yeah, and then because
horrible.
I can't remember exactly, but I remember there was a lady who like
Mhm.
didn't sign up for an HOA, but
Yeah.
somehow she got zoned for an HOA. Like, so
Yeah.
like I guess like everybody else around her agreed to this HOA, so she didn't even know
Yeah.
she had an HOA. So she didn't know she had fees for the
Right.
HOA. And then I think she
Right.
kept getting stuff, but she was like, what the heck is this? Like, this is not for me kind of thing. And then
Yeah.
they were trying to foreclose on her home. I don't know if she was able to keep her home or not, but it's just wild. Like the
Yeah.
things that they
That
will
is.
do to make sure that you're
Yeah.
always renting, always providing income to someone, and then
Yeah.
have the nerve to not fix the things. Like,
Right.
if I'm going to be
Yeah.
paying this money to you, then if I come to you saying, hey, this outside my house is wrong, you should be like, all right,
Yeah.
I'll be there Monday. Or, all right, I'll be
Right.
there whatever
Right.
day. 3 business days tops.
Right. And that,
Or
but at the same time, they expect like depending all of the lawns like at max, like a max like height,
I feel
like
like
where
if they
you're
want that, then they need to have lawn service that comes out and does that for everyone. That, like,
exactly.
if you want my home to
Exactly.
be like whatever manicured at a certain level, then you need to have a service that comes out and does that
I
certain
agree.
level for you.
I agree. I
Or like
totally
an HOA
agree.
should be something like, okay, if I have an issue with my home, I shouldn't have to go
Mhm.
look to find someone. I should say, hey, I have an
Yeah.
issue with my home. Who are your approved contractors?
Right.
And then
Right.
I should either be getting a discount because they're your approved contractors, or I
Right.
shouldn't have to pay anything at all.
Right. I agree. I agree.
And I also think that like the government in general should just be like
Mhm.
making sure all homes that are like out there are taken care of. Like there shouldn't be
Yeah.
abandoned homes where like nefarious things can happen. Like that just is
Yes.
so
Yeah.
sketchy and so weird to me. Like I do not understand that. But then they'll say,
So,
protect the kids, protect the kids. Okay, well, fix
right.
these homes up so you can
Right.
protect some kids because they can get harmed in those.
So there was a
Sidewalks,
story
fix them.
here where exactly that happened. It was a little girl. She had like, she was on the spectrum and she would catch like the public bus
Oh,
to her junior high school. And this
person.
creature,
Yeah.
person, whatever you want to call him,
Yeah.
abducted her and basically took her to one of the hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of probably thousands and thousands and thousands of abandoned homes across the city. And unfortunately, that is where they found this poor baby. And um,
Where would all the ghosts live? In your home.
nerdy teachers, hi.
Hey, nerdy teachers. But yeah, they just live in
But-
your home and like, how are they going to haunt you? They can't haunt you in an abandoned home.
Very true, because if it's abandoned, then it's no one there to haunt. So, yes.
Yeah,
Good point. Good point.
that is a good
Oh my
point.
god, I love the neck roll emoji too. I swear the emojis on Twitch crack me up. They are so hilarious and
They
so
really do.
accurate.
There's one of like I think that painter guy that like when Essa
Yeah.
had his hair big, I like that
Uh-huh.
painter guy always reminds me of him. So I always post that picture sometimes in his little his little
In
things.
his streams.
Yeah, let me
Yeah.
see if I can find it. I think it was like Bob Rossi or
Yes, find
something.
it and post it.
Let's see, let's see.
Did you say Basquiat? Is that the painter?
No, I think it's Bob Fosse.
Oh,
Yeah, there
Bob
he is.
Fosse. I don't
Yeah,
know. I,
nerdy
I
teacher
thought
put
you
it
said
up.
Basquiat. Oh, yeah, yeah. Oh, yes, yes, yes. Oh, yeah. Oh my gosh. I just remembered. I forget what streaming service, but there was a documentary about the painter Bob. Oh, he got so fucked. Like, it's almost
Oh,
to the point where I don't even want to, like, because even the people, like the estate or whatever that's in control of like the image, and because his name is still on like paint products and stuff like that, like,
yeah.
I would never want to support. It was that terrible. It was really
What?
sad. It was really, really
He was a bad
sad.
guy?
No, 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 not him. Like,
Oh.
basically, the way that they handled him, like his estate, because if I'm not
Oh.
mistaken, he ended up getting like brain cancer, if I'm not mistaken, like
Oh
towards,
my.
the end of his life. So he was like really sick, but they still had him like touring and they were still like making money off of like his paint products. Like he had a painting line and everything. And I feel like a few books, but he wasn't like personally benefiting, or they weren't financially taking care of him.
Oh my
Yeah, I feel
god.
like it was on Netflix once upon a time. I
Oh,
swear
that's
that's what I
super
see.
sad.
It was so sad. And I was shocked because you would have like
Well,
no
I mean,
idea, but
nothing's shocking
yeah.
now. These people don't care
Yeah,
about nobody.
true.
They just care about the
True.
bottom line.
Very true.
I think I
Very,
heard it's
very
better now.
true.
His family is in charge of his estate and stuff. Would
Oh,
have to look it up again now.
good.
Oh, well, that would be good.
Good.
Hopefully it is. Oh, hopefully they
Yeah.
are because
Yeah.
eek.
Because it was so sad.
That's so
So, so
tragic.
sad. But that's good. That's good.
Yeah, good to know.
But yes. Oh, you know what? Speaking of streaming, and this is more like curiosity and not me like, hey, do you want to chat about it? But were you able to see the 2020 episode that I told you about?
I did not.
Okay, I just wanted to know if you had a
I did
chance.
not, but I definitely need to. I need to put that on my like thing to do because I did not, and I could have watched it because there was a bunch of other crap I was watching, just
Yeah.
ridiculous. But yeah, I'll put that
Yeah,
on
oh,
my
no, no, no,
little
I get it. SDOT,
thingy.
I just wanted to just kinda mention that we were talking about Bob Ross and, like, how his,
Bob
like,
Ross
estate
is his
pretty.
name.
Oh, yeah, 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 but how his estate pretty much oh, it's okay, girl. But how his estate pretty much, like, screwed him basically financially, and so the documentary, guys, I was able to pull it up. It's called Bob Ross: Happy Accidents, Betrayal, and Greed, and it was on Netflix. Yeah, Netflix.
Yeah, and
But,
SDOT,
yeah,
we
it's
all
worth
said that he
checking
looks
out,
like
and
you,
nerdy teachers thought he heard that the family, like, got back involved and everything is, like, better. So, yeah.
and he looks like
Would you
you,
say,
and he looks like
he
SDOT.
Oh, and he looks like Esta.
Just the emoji, like from far away, like I could see that.
No, I get it. It's like the hair. Yeah, no, I totally get it.
Oh, Bob Ross, the
Totally.
evil painter. You're an evil painter too. Twins.
Wahahahahahaha.
That's what
My
my number two.
diabolical laughter.
My number two does that. She'll be like, ah, ha, ha. Like, girl, what is going on?
Oh my gosh.
You're
So,
wild.
my number 3 and baby Kurt, I forget what it was, so please correct me if I'm wrong, but I think it was, like, maybe dinosaurs or something, but she was walking around and she's like, "Rah!" And it was, like, so cute because I had never heard her, like, say that before, and I'm like or, like, pretend to be a dinosaur, so I was like, "What the hell is she doing?" But apparently she was a dinosaur, like, "Rah!"
I love that. I love little dinosaurs. Sorry, Estat. It's only from like the far away, not like you really look like them.
Yeah,
That's my bad.
yeah, for sure. It's just it's
Just
kind of like
joking.
one of those things where, like, someone doesn't remind or doesn't look like them, but they remind you of someone else, you know?
Yeah, like that. What is it?
Speaking of which, because, I have to, like, get my, like, ghetto reality in, I always wanted to tell you, do you know who reminds me of you? So, there is this, like she's a DJ, she is a DJ, and she is good, but, she also, like, dresses half naked,
Uh
but
huh.
her name is DJ Sky High Baby, and she reminds me of you so much,
Let me
and
see if
she
I should be
go
offended.
Google her. Google her. No, I think she's so pretty. I
DJ
do. I think she's really, really,
High
really pretty.
Sky. Oh, Baddies East. Oh Lord.
I told you I had to get my ratchet reality TV in. But I think she's cute. Do you want me to text
She's not
you a pic or
ugly,
did
but
you find her?
she's
Oh,
not pretty.
I said she reminds me of
But
you,
then again, I'm
and
not
I
ugly and
do
I'm
think
not pretty
she's
either, so.
pretty. Oh my god, I think you're really pretty.
She alright, but I alright too,
She's
so.
cute. She's cute. You are so dumb. Stop. You're so pretty.
Oh, Holly Robinson Peete. I've heard that before. That I look like Holly Robinson Peete. I don't see it, but people have
I
said I look
don't
like
see
one
it
of my sisters,
either,
and I
but
don't see that either.
I can see it. I can see it.
Pretty fly for a white guy. Sorry.
Oh, you are so stupid. No, speaking of which, we were talking about the Jamie Kennedy movie. I'm sure
Yeah.
everybody and their mom has seen this, but Malibu's Most Wanted. That was like
Yeah.
the dumbest movie ever, but it was
I
also
don't think it was the
fun. Like,
dumbest
but
movie
it was
ever, but
so
it was pretty funny.
stupid.
I
Yeah,
I feel like,
yeah.
well, I don't know. I'm a little biased, but I think Pest was the dumbest movie
That's
ever.
where
That
it's
was like
cracking up.
actually funny.
Wait, say again. Say one
I
more
think
time.
Pest was like the dumbest movie that was like
Oh
actually
yeah.
really funny, but
Oh,
it was
is that
dumb.
the Rob Schneider movie that you guys were talking about? Who's it?
No, no,
No,
no.
John
Pest. Yeah,
Leguizamo.
John Leguizamo. John
Okay. So I still haven't watched it. I have not. I have to admit it. So I can't I don't have an opinion on it, but it does look like
It's
pretty
hilarious.
goofy and pretty you know what I mean, like slapstick comedy.
Oh yeah, 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 yeah. It's good. It's like have you ever watched the first Buffy, like the movie? When he
Yes.
like
Uh-huh.
my favorite part is when he dies. Well, one when they sing that "How funky is your chicken," but then when that
Yeah.
one the vampire died, and he was like,
Vampire, vampire. Yes,
for whatever
yeah,
reason.
and then he's like, Yeah, I do
Ah,
remember
gets
that.
me every time. I'm like, oh, that movie's so good.
Yes. Oh, man, I haven't seen Buffy, and speaking of Kristy Swanson, one of my favorite movies of hers, it's, like, kind of obscure '90s movie, but it was called Chase, I think with Charlie
Mm.
Sheen, and they were, like well, he kidnapped her, and basically carjacked her as the driver,
Oh
and I
my.
just remember her little convertible, BMW, like, running from the cops. Yeah, super obscure, but one of my
Oh yeah,
favorites.
the
I
only
thought it was good.
yeah I saw her only in Buffy, and then the last time I saw her
Mhm.
was in like Big Daddy, I think it was the last one I saw her. The Adam
Oh,
Sandler movie
I
where he is like
yeah, I
the
remember the
stepdad, and I
movie,
was like
but
Scuba
my brain
Steve,
is
and
like, flatlining on Kristy Swanson.
I think
I
she
do
was
remember
the girlfriend that like broke up with him to be with somebody else. I think,
okay,
if I can
yeah,
remember
like
correctly, but I don't remember. I just remember she was in
yeah.
that movie.
Yeah, it was
Yeah,
kinda
that's
like
an
a
old movie.
smaller part maybe, like
Yeah, yeah, she
like,
wasn't
at the
like
beginning something.
yeah, it was like
Yeah,
it
I
was
think I
something like
am
random.
starting to see her face now.
Yeah, I think she was
Yeah,
like the ex
yeah,
girlfriend.
yeah, yeah.
Whatever. But
Do you have any other movies that you wanna share with us, like, that we probably haven't heard of?
oh well, I don't know, but I was on YouTube, and like right before
Mhm.
S dot stream, I started watching Vamps. So I need to go back on YouTube and finish that. And
And
it
finish
had
Vamps? I
yeah,
never
it
heard
has
it or heard of that.
Alicia Silverstone, and then the girl
Oh, love her.
from Don't Trust the Bee in Apartment 23, the dark-haired one that is in Marvel.
Okay, yes,
Her.
is her name Kristen
I think
Ritter.
so.
But, oh my gosh, you know what's funny? Speaking well, when you said Alicia Silverstone, like, of course, I automatically, like, went to Clueless,
Obviously.
but Amy Heckerling also directed, Vamps.
Yes, the girl
Yeah.
that played the original Buffy, she did like the old man balls, because I think that was his like
Mm,
ex girlfriend, and then like when he sees
uh-huh.
her again, she's like dating an older
Oh,
man.
she's with the old yes, and
Yeah.
he goes on and on and on about his ball I do
Yes.
okay, yep, I remember now. I remember now, yeah.
Thanks, S. Dot.
Yes, I
Hilarious.
remember now. Yeah, that is too funny. That is too funny.
Oh my god.
That
Yeah.
is so funny. I'm trying to think of other, like, super obscure, like, old '90s movies. There were so many, just even, like, when I come across them, like, on, like, Prime or even Shudder, and it's just some weird ass movie from back in the day where I'm like, "Oh, yeah, I've seen that," and I'm like, "Ugh."
Yeah, it's crazy. Yeah, I can't think of any. I
Yeah.
did like Eraser, but that's not super old, but
Oh, is that, Arnold Schwarzenegger and Vanessa Williams? Yeah,
that
I like
is
that movie.
yeah, I
I
did
did
like
like
that.
Eraser. Yeah, I remember the one scene remember, like, when the guys were trying to, like, get to her, they hid behind the refrigerator because they had, like, the heat sensor, like, guns
Oh,
or
yeah, yeah,
whatever.
yeah, yeah. That was so cool.
I thought that was so cool at the time. Yes, I was like, "Oh my god, that's awesome."
Yeah, I loved it. And Vanessa Williams is like
Yeah, it was
gorgeous.
good.
So,
She is, and I know speaking of segueing back into even though I haven't started yet, but she even looks good, like, nowish, like, on Desperate Housewives, she still looks great.
oh yeah,
As a
yeah.
matter of fact, I feel like the most recent picture because someone tried it was, like, some random person on Twitter, but somebody tried, like, coming for her looks or, just saying something like, "Oh my god, she, like, looks old now," and it's like, "Are
She is
you
old now.
blind?" Like, she's gorgeous, like, she is, but she's still that doesn't take away from her beauty,
Like, it's
you
so weird when
know?
people try to make that like a dig. Like,
Yeah. Yeah.
she is older.
Yeah.
Okay.
Exactly.
The
Exactly,
nail
like,
gun thing. Oh yeah, the nail gun for
the nail
the.
gun
I
thing.
think for the whatchamacallit.
Oh, Eraser.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes. Yep, 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 it's coming back. It's but you know what? Okay, so
Bang
speaking of
bang.
nail gun, that made me think of, the remake, the, 2015 remake of Evil Dead, and what okay, so I typically don't like remakes, but
Mhm.
this one was pretty good because what I like about it is so, I don't know, have you ever seen, like, the original Evil Dead with, like, Bruce Campbell? Oh, that is so
That means we need a
sweet.
new
That's
internet.
sweet. Oh my gosh, you saw earlier when we were backstage, like, I don't know, I think we may have to go ahead and switch internet companies because it's just not how it used to be at all.
Yeah, internet is annoying.
Like, the price is going up, but the speed is either stagnant or choppy or it's like,
Yeah,
seriously.
yeah. They're like, spend more.
Right, right,
Have
like,
your same
you know,
service.
buy the next few right, exactly. Like, seriously? Oh.
You
Oh,
need
yeah, but
me.
that's what I was gonna say really quick. The nail gun thing kinda reminded me, so in one of those scenes, there was a nail gun, and it was pretty brutal and very, well, different in terms of, like, horror movies, because I like to consider myself a horror movie aficionado. Did I say that right?
I,
Aficionado. I
I
feel like
think
I said it
I
right.
think it sounds fancy and
Correct me
nice.
if I'm wrong. I know.
It
I'm
sounds
like,
nice.
"Ooh, did I say that right?" But I like horror movies, so yeah, it was pretty good, but the original, Evil Dead, like, the first one was unintentionally a
Oh,
comedy, and then they basically because it being a cult classic, they basically, released Evil Dead, which was or Evil Dead 2, which was like a redo essentially, and then, of course, Army of Darkness followed, but yeah, pretty much, I think it was Miramax, whoever the studio is, but yeah, when they remade Evil Dead, it was yeah,
you liked it.
bar none, one of my top, like, horrors, easy,
So
easy.
Essa
Don't know
just
if it's,
stopped.
like, top 10 or 5, but
Oh,
oh, I'm
so,
sorry.
so Essa just said, speaking of remakes, they're remaking Death Becomes Her.
No,
They
no,
are.
no, no,
They are.
no, no, no,
Yeah.
no, no,
I know,
no!
right? It's so sad. Like if it's like I don't even know. Like I'm so I can't remember who they said they were gonna put in it. Do you remember who they said they were gonna put in S dot? Like I was like scrolling through like Facebook or something and it popped up and I was
Yeah.
like, huh? I'm like
No.
that's
That, like
such a good
I
movie.
feel something because yes! Yes!
Such a good
Bill
movie.
said that's a lot of no's. Yeah, like,
Is it
it's
ringing?
perfect just the way it is. Just the way it is, like,
Yeah,
oh,
I remember
oh, I
my we
feel it
were
in my feels.
when we were in California, like my mom,
Uh-huh,
we rented movies at like Smith's or whatever, and I
uh-huh.
wanted to see that
What
movie.
Smiths is that? Is that like
It's like a
a
grocery.
video rental?
No, it was a grocery store, but it
Oh,
had like
oh,
the
okay.
rental place inside of it.
Yeah, yeah,
So
yeah.
like, I wanted to see that movie, but I was like, "No, we'll watch this movie," and I was like, "Oh, okay."
Mhm.
And then when we got home, the movie I wanted, which was that movie, was in there, and I was like, "Yes!" I don't know how
Yeah,
that
oh, that
happened,
was so sweet.
but it was so
That
cool.
was sweet.
But oh my
Oh,
god,
that's such a sweet story.
loved that movie. So I mean, if
Yeah,
they do it again,
definitely a
I just
classic.
hope that they do it right and they don't just do this like
Yeah.
people are gonna like it because of nostalgia. I think that's the part
Because
that
of
gets on my
yeah.
nerves. It's like they use the
Yeah.
words, but then they'll
Mhm.
change the whole story. So then it's like,
Yeah.
okay, it's not the same story. So why are you calling it the same name? Like, just you could
Yeah.
have just called this something else, and we would have been
Yeah.
fine with that. Like, why do
Absolutely.
you
I
do this?
totally agree. I totally agree.
It's so
Well, it
annoying.
was kind of like the Mean Girls remake, and
I never watched it, so I have no
I never watched it. I have 0 interest, and
opinion. Watch them make it a
maybe
musical.
because of I was like, "Yeah, so probably not interested."
I mean, it could probably do well as a musical, but just the that's probably what they're gonna do. They're like, it's gonna be a musical now.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah. It's kinda like also they did it with, like, the Color Purple remake. It's
Yeah,
like a musical and I know
it
it's,
is.
like, based off of the Broadway version, so I get it, but it's like, well, I'll sit this one out and I'll just, like, read about it and, get, like, a consensus of
I mean, when
what
it comes onto one
people
of
think.
my streaming platform services, I'll watch it then.
So it is on I think it's on Max, I
I don't have
feel
that.
like.
I don't have that.
Okay, yeah, I feel like I have it available, but yeah, just and I feel like Mean Girl no, I think that's Peacock.
Peacock's on Mean Girls on Peacock.
Or where's the musical? Is that Peacock or is it
I
something
don't think
else?
so. I haven't
Let
seen
me
it.
see. I Me either.
And I'm on
Mm,
Peacock all the time,
I I have
24/7.
been really appreciating Peacock's true crime. Oh, it's on MGM, Paramount, all that. Okay,
It's
yeah,
on
they I
Paramount.
guess it's
Oh, I can
contracted.
watch it then.
It's on MGM,
Oh,
Paramount,
Paramount Plus. Well, then I might have to watch
YouTube.
this bad boy and see after I watch the 2020 episode. We don't have Max because my father is stingy. Yeah. Your dad is like, yeah, this is the code for it. And then, like, it's not the code for it. And then he's like,
Yeah. Oh,
yeah, I'll get it to you later.
yeah. And then does he like you don't hear from him?
Well, we still don't have it, so.
Yeah. He's like, "Oh yeah, don't remember talking about that. Nope. Hi." No.
Nope.
Hey, so very
Delete it.
interesting, and I know these are, kind of biased, but
Hmm?
the Mean Girls musical has a 70% on Rotten Tomatoes and a 58% on Metacritic and 5.8 out of 10 on IMDb for whatever it's worth. I'm
Oh,
still not
yeah.
interested,
So
but
for me, like, I don't, like, I need to know what you think is good and what you think is bad
Mhm.
for me to be like, okay, I can trust your judgment on, like, this or that. So, like, I don't even, like, pay attention to those things because, like, what you may think is fantastic, I'm going to look at it and be like, this is horrible.
Yeah.
Like, a lot of people
Yeah.
liked Wonder Woman, and I was like, okay.
You know what? Okay, so speaking of Wonder Woman, or did I not finish it? Maybe I didn't finish it because I was going to say I liked it, but I didn't. I never finished it. That's right.
I
So,
didn't.
never mind.
We tried like 27 passwords. We did
That's
not.
why I laughed. That's why I laughed when I saw that. I was like, "Oh my god," because I've been there before, okay? I've been there.
Lack about. Lack about it. You have been locked out. Too many times you've tried.
Right. You know what? Speaking of locking out, so my daughter is the lockout queen. Like, hide your phones, hide your iPads because they locking out everybody out here. Do you remember
Oh,
that? That was
man.
so funny.
Yeah. Oh,
The
yeah. When you.
Andre Dobson, hide your kids, hide your wife. They're raping everybody out here.
Oh, yo, I'm thinking of the Dave Chappelle episode when, like, all the black people got reparations, and then the lady is like, oh, there's
Oh.
poor people out here. Hide your money.
No,
Because, like, the
no, no,
newscaster
but I
person was
forgot
there.
about that. Yes, I forgot about that. But yes, Bill, hide your kids, hide your wife.
Oh my god. I was like, I remember her saying
I
that.
forgot about that.
There's poor people out here.
There's poor people out here. Oh my god, that
I'm
is
sure she
too
said it in a
funny. I
different accent,
remember.
but
Yeah, yeah. No,
so
but
funny.
I remember Dave Chappelle show, man,
Chappelle show. Yeah, it
man.
was. I enjoyed
Some
the Chappelle show.
classics.
Oh my god, so many
Mhm.
funny things
Mhm.
that like I don't
Mhm.
think could like.
Well, it depends on the season too, because
I don't
remember
think it
there was
would
that one
fly
season.
nowadays.
Oh hell no! Yeah, it doesn't matter if you are black and doing it. Nope. No.
Yeah, it would not
That
fly.
yeah, in this PC oh my yeah. Just thinking about some of those yes. Oh my gosh. Yeah.
That's why, like, I
Yeah.
didn't understand
But
why
you know
everybody got
what?
so offended about him when he came back. Because it's like, babe, have you ever watched the Chappelle show? You couldn't have.
Oh, I didn't know people were offended by him.
Oh my god, yeah. They
Yeah,
were
I
like,
I my
they
ear was
were,
not to the comedy streets.
they
What
were very,
happened?
very upset. Well, it was like stuff about like, he had made a joke about like a trans person he knew, and like
Okay, I think I
that
do
was
remember
part of
something
it.
about
And then
that.
like there was like some
Okay,
other things he
yeah.
said, and it like,
Mhm.
you know, they didn't
Oh,
like
yeah, I
it
do. I
either.
definitely remember hearing
But
something about like the trans person
mhm.
thing, and I just didn't read it. But yeah, I didn't know people were like upset with him. But people get upset about no, like at this point.
Yeah,
Sorry if I offended you. Like
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, I think it's very easy to offend people. No matter
Mhm.
how hard you try not to offend them,
Yeah,
you are going to
I
offend at least
agree.
one person with
I
whatever you
agree.
say, because what you
Mhm.
say is not what they would say. And because of that, or honestly, sometimes
Yeah.
people are just not saying like everybody is like this, but sometimes people just like to argue with you. Like, they just want to have
Yes.
confrontation. So, like, you
Yes.
could you could
Yes.
be trying to say all the right things, trying to be understanding, and someone's still going to come in your
Yeah.
comments or whatever and like try to argue with you
Yeah,
or say like
that is very
weirdo random
true.
things. I remember one time I posted a picture with like my friends from like back in the day,
Mhm.
and then some girl said something like really out of pocket, and I was like, "Dang, you want attention or something? Like, what's going on?" It's
Yeah,
weird.
that's sad too. No,
It's
do
so
you
weird.
remember I was telling you about that one really weird comment I got on one of my YouTube videos from my Slim at Home Mom era, but I was unboxing something and they like made a really shitty comment about because at the time we had the first glass top stove and at this point we had it for years and years and years and you know me I cook like
Yeah.
I cook. So I'm unboxing and yeah, they said something like really shitty about my stove like that because I was using like an old knife to like open the thing and then I sat the knife down like on the glass top and they're like, "Well, now I see why your glass top is scratched up and like something about the knife." And I was just like,
Buy me a new one,
so I
babe.
liked it. Exactly. I liked it, responded, and then kept it up because I'm like, "Thanks for the engagement."
Well, right? Like at this point, like once we
Yeah.
get like big and famous, then we could just be deleting stuff and da 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 da. But
Delete
like,
right, exactly.
but
Or have
right
a person
now,
to do it, a moderator. Pop, 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 pop,
go
pop.
ahead, just say whatever you gotta say.
Yeah, exactly, exactly, though. I was just like and you know what's funny? Whenever I cook now, I'm not gonna lie to you, just
You think about that?
sporadically, that person's comment will kind of pop into my head, and I'm like, "Oh, wow, I wonder if they'd be satisfied with the new stove." Like, you know what I
And
mean?
isn't that
Like
so frustrating too? Like
yeah.
when you can like, it's like you don't want to, but you like let other people's like
Yeah. Yeah.
negative vibes like are still affecting
Yeah.
you. And like, I know me, like
Yeah.
I'll be like, oh, I don't care about this, I don't care about this, but I'm
Yep.
still talking about it. So it's like, okay, babe,
Yep.
you do care about it, but
Yep.
you're gonna work your way through these emotions
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
that way you won't keep bringing it up. Because what I
Yeah.
do, the whole like, oh, well, I used to like, I'm still working on it, but like I used to like, oh, I don't
Yeah.
care, I don't care, I don't care. But then like other things would happen, and here I go
And then you would get
reacting.
triggered.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm reacting because I care.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I gotta
Yeah.
acknowledge the caring. But like I think we live in
Yeah.
a society too, or maybe it's not so much anymore, but like where I don't care, whatever,
Mhm.
whatever.
Yeah.
I don't care. Like you do care.
Yeah.
We all care. Like that's part of
Right.
the
We're
problem.
human.
I
It's okay
mean,
to feel.
yeah,
You know what too? I kind of feel like and this is like and I don't want to say it's all of us, but I feel like this is something that's kind of like prevalent like in the black community too because like, especially growing up, like, we were never it was corny or lame to, like, cry or show, like, hurt or sadness, you know? And I feel like even now with, like, my generation of millennials, like, coming up and seeing my peers, like, literally, like, my same age, but literally walking around with, like, so much trauma and hurt and pain, and it is kinda sad, like, when you know keep in mind because I'm from the same place, I went through some of the same things, but it is kinda sad to see, like, even though, like you said, I'm still doing the work, it's gonna be a lifelong process, but
yeah,
it is sad for, like, when someone does not have that wherewithal or that self, accountability or actuality, however you wanna look at it, but they don't have that, like, within themselves to, like, know that they have the power to, like, improve their lives, and, I'm not saying, like, it's a magic pill or anything like that, but and
yeah,
the
and
work is hard, but
that's
it
true.
just kinda, like, hurts me, like, to see my peers, I'm like, "Dang," like,
Oh,
some of the same
well,
toxic,
yeah, because like
behaviors.
we came to this conclusion. It would be
Mhm.
nice if they had that ability to come to it as well. That's why, like, I wish that
Yeah.
um it was taught more like to kids about like having empathy and like it's okay to have your big
Yes, yeah.
emotions, but like this is how we can express them in a way where it's like,
Yeah.
you know, cohesive for everybody, not just
Yeah.
you, kind of thing. Like, because I know, like, sometimes
Yeah.
I can shut down. And like, because I was shutting down, I could see my kids doing that. And I was like, oh, okay, that's not
Yeah.
okay. So I have to figure out a better way to handle myself when I'm frustrated so that way
Mhm.
my kids will see me doing
Yeah.
that, and then it'll be easier to talk them through it. Because if I'm
Yeah.
shutting down every single time, but then telling them they can't, like that's
That
so
right. Yeah.
don't make sense,
Counterproductive.
right? Doesn't make
Yeah.
any sense.
Yeah.
But I wish that a lot of parents would see that aspect. I feel like a lot of
Mhm.
parents just want to fix the problem, the behavior,
Mhm.
and they don't want to think about like, well, what's causing the problem or the
Mhm.
behavior.
Yeah.
Or because like when they were kids, like they weren't allowed to have a problem or
Mhm.
causation of the behavior. It was just you do as I say when I tell you to do it, and like that's
Yep.
it. Oh, why?
Yep.
I'm the adult. Like,
Yep. Yep. I
okay.
agree. I agree. Mhm.
That doesn't seem like a solid foundation, but okay.
Yeah. Yeah. No, you're right. You are absolutely
Because I
right.
said so.
Because I said, "Oh god, I can't tell you how many
Okay.
times I heard because I said so." Like,
So what does that mean? Like, but then it
yeah.
also is kind
Yeah.
of like, so when you go out into the real world, how do you like decide for yourself how to handle these situations? Because like, do you
Yeah.
have to call your parental every time, like, hey, this is what's going on, like what should I do
Yeah.
because you said so, like, which I used to do. I used to call my mom all the time about certain things because I
Mhm.
didn't know how to handle it, because I feel like she kind of like took over for that. I didn't really get
Yeah.
to make choices. She kind of made my choices for me, and then I just went
Yeah.
along with it. So
Yeah.
that's not helpful for
Right.
me,
Yeah. Yeah.
but whatever.
I was gonna say, like you said, it's a learning process and yeah, like life be lifing.
Life be
It's like it
lifing.
always just comes back to life be lifing. Like,
It really
so
does.
yeah.
And
Yes, ma'am.
that's like the simplest way. And then I try to, oh, what was that? I think yoga is help. I know some people think yoga is like
Mhm.
bad, and it can be, I guess, depending on who. But anything can be bad in the wrong
So can
hands,
we
in
can
the
we
wrong
talk
thought
about
process.
that
Go
for a
ahead.
second?
Go ahead.
Because what and maybe because I guess I don't understand like their side of it, right?
Mm-hmm.
But so what I find, especially a lot like in the black community, is that yoga is like evil or like against God. And I guess like to me, like when I sit and think of it, like in my head, I literally cannot I can't rationalize like how it's evil or bad or against
From
God.
my
So
understanding, it's they think like it's
mhm.
another religion, right? Like you're putting another religion there, where when in actuality, yoga, you use whatever religion you're comfortable with,
Mhm.
and that's the
That's the way
religion
I
you
take,
kind
yeah.
of, you interpret
Tap
every,
into.
yeah, you
Mhm.
interpret everything in those lenses. But I think also, because like how I think how yoga is kind of structured, it's almost structured for you to like really like question stuff and
Mhm.
really like sit with things.
Mhm.
And honestly, I think a lot of religions don't like that,
Yeah.
because then
Yeah.
once you start having questions, then
Then you start
you
thinking
start
for
cracking,
yourself.
yeah, you start
Yeah.
cracking things, and you're just
Mhm.
like, wait a minute,
Yeah.
but like if this
Yeah.
is this, then why is what?
Yeah.
Oh, but that don't
Yeah.
make sense, because you're not
Yeah.
really
Bell
being
says bingo.
like
Yeah.
good like you're saying you're being. Like it's starting to
Yeah.
sound weird at some point. So I think like
Yeah.
that's the problem. Like they don't really want you to have that
Yeah.
enlightenment or whatever, unless
Yeah.
it's like
I
sanctioned
agree.
by
I agree.
whatever
That makes
uh,
sense.
person, deity,
Mhm. That makes
agenda
perfect
they
sense.
have.
Because I was lost and I was like, and again, I totally acknowledge that, when it comes to like the religious aspect, I am not as versed as someone who like perhaps is. Like with my husband, he kind of, well, not kind of, he grew up in a very
Religious household, to say the least.
um to say the least. Yeah, to say the least.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so I
Yeah, it
mean,
was very strict and like this way
regimented.
or
Yeah.
no way.
Well, I
Yeah.
mean, that makes sense. I mean, but obviously he was
Mhm.
able to, you know, break out of it a bit.
Yeah.
And then,
Mhm.
like, I feel like you could
A
still
bit
keep
altogether,
all
and I feel
together.
like he's
Yeah, I mean,
found himself.
I don't know the story, so I'm
Yeah.
like,
Well,
I can
I
only.
definitely wanna say, oh, Belle, I'm trying, I promise I'm trying to be nice about it, I promise.
Don't be
Because
nice.
okay, so I think I talked to you a little bit about it,
I was
like,
gonna say
sidebar
religion.
key,
That's
I
why I
think I
said be
talked to
nice.
you a little bit about,
Oh,
like, the situation and stuff, so
yeah.
Belle is also very, very, very familiar, so yeah, yeah, it's like
Oh.
yeah, it was very traumatic, like,
Eek. Well, I mean, like my mom was
yeah,
like,
yeah.
my mom was like religious, but not like
Mhm.
she's still
Mhm.
religious, but like,
Like, the
it's
foundation is
yeah,
there, but it's
yeah, but
yeah,
it's
yeah,
not like kind of thing.
yeah,
So
yeah.
I still like that's why sometimes like I'll still say certain things even though I'm not super
Mhm.
religious. It's just like that's just like
Yeah. It's
I don't know. I think
yeah,
it's just
because
like a
that's how you
southern
grew
thing.
up.
I guess maybe like
Okay.
very much
I'm
cultish.
so sorry.
Everything is a
So,
cult,
I
honestly.
wanted to kinda go in a little deeper, but again, like, I don't want to, like, offend anyone, but yes, it's very cultish. No, it's a cult, and I feel
Well,
like,
most religions are. I mean, yoga can be a cult.
yes.
Like, you
Yes,
know, I
yeah.
think
Yeah,
everything
you're
that has
right.
some type of spirituality to it, some type of like, there's a higher power, this is the way you
Mhm.
can be enlightened. I mean,
Mhm.
astrology can be a freaking cult. Like,
Yeah.
witchcraft, cult, like anything can be a
Yeah.
cult if you have
Yeah.
people who have like these very narrow viewpoints of what it is to be in said religion, practice,
Yeah.
whatever, whatever, whatever. So
Belle
it's
said
like,
she agrees.
well, thank you, Belle.
Yeah.
But yes, yes, yes. But like, that's the. I mean, that's the truth of the matter. Like, everything can be a cult.
Yeah.
So like, as long as your religion, spirituality, practice is creating like positivity and like
Mhm.
helping and not creating harm, I say God
Yeah.
bless
And
or
honestly, that's
whatever
exactly how
bless.
I am because I feel like too a lot of times, people who are because, there are pockets of religion that give like overall religion a bad
Mm-hmm.
name. Do I think religion is bad? No, no, I don't. I don't like you said it's a very personal your spiritual relationship.
Yeah.
So I tend to support pretty much as long as you're not hurting anybody, I'll support it does not matter what you believe because I love you, the person, not your thoughts. And I mean, yeah, it's nice to have things in common, but let's face it, like, you're not going to
Oh,
agree with
I
every
love
little
it when I don't
thing,
have things in common.
Oh my gosh, same.
I
Yeah.
love because
Because
it's
it's
nice
like
to
you
have
can
stuff
learn
in
from that
common, but
person.
it's also
Yeah.
nice to have someone who
Yeah.
has like a different viewpoint that like kind of makes you like think, like, oh, okay,
Yeah.
like, oh, I
Yes.
didn't think of it that
Yeah.
way. Okay,
Yeah.
that makes sense. I mean, that doesn't make no sense, but
Yeah.
that makes sense.
Yeah, I totally
Yeah,
agree.
I like I like
Completely
I like
agree.
information.
Yeah, me too. I love learning. I love learning and
Yeah.
expanding my mind and sometimes I can even change my thoughts and the reason why I'm emphasizing that is so dealing or with his paper he had to like research his art like his viewpoint argumentative topic
Yeah.
and one of the things one of the topics that he was going to talk about was the death penalty and you think right that the ins and outs of it until like you're reading like these academic journals and things that are unbiased and facts, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's just like wow, like, I was wrong. Like, I just me, like I said, kinda looking over and just kinda glancing and just absorbing some of that information.
So why'd you
I
say you
feel
were
like I've
wrong?
well, no, no, no. Well, not wrong. Not wrong in a sense that, like, I was wrong about my stance, but I guess the impression that
Mm.
I had of the death penalty and like it how effective it is in deterring other deaths, all of that. Like, my impression was, like, completely wrong, and I actually, like, changed my stance on it. So it's,
Hmm.
like, interesting just, like and again, I to piggyback, I'm sorry, I'm doing that thing again. And just to be transparent, I'm doing that thing again where my thoughts are going a little faster than they're coming out, and I start to,
Oh.
like, panic, and it's like it's one of the things that I do. I know, I'm so embarrassed, but I'm also transparent, so it
Just
is what
breathe.
it is. But thank you, girl. Yes, because and I'm starting to, like, get my anxieties kind of,
Move
got
your
real
body.
live. I'm going through this live, but yeah, like, my anxieties
You're doing
even, like,
great. You're doing
rising
great.
and
Like
oh, thank you,
I
honey.
do
Thank
get
you.
it because like well on one side like I feel like I have a bad habit of arguing both sides on things. Like I can see the side on one
Mhm.
side and then I can also see it on a different side.
Yeah.
So like on one
That's a
point I
good trait to
think
have, though.
ugh, no, it's very frustrating because then it's really hard to stay on one
It
side of the
hey.
damn lane because like you'll be
So
like you get mad at somebody, right? You're pissed off at them, like you hate what
yeah.
they did, but then you can defend them
Yeah.
and you can understand why they would have done
See,
what they did.
that
So now you're
so
freaking
I feel like
crazy
I
because
do
you're
the
like,
same thing,
I understand it,
though.
but I don't like it. But I'm frustrated, but I
Right.
get why they did it. But I hate
Right.
that they did that, but I
Yeah.
understand.
Oh, honey, that is some critical thinking that
That's
most
some
people
annoying
do not
thinking.
accomplish. No, don't think of it as annoying at all because think
That's
about
annoying.
it. Like, there's so many people, unfortunately, that have like tunnel vision on, what they believe.
I only have tunnel
And,
vision when
you
I'm
know,
really upset.
there's.
Like when I'm really upset, then I don't care, and like
Yeah.
I'm like the meanest person in the world. Like I just will like be as
Yeah.
mean as I possibly can. But that's only when I'm mad. I
Oh,
have to be
well,
like
I
really
mean,
really
you're
upset.
upset though. So, yeah, and honestly, I feel like there's a space for that. Like, so, no, I totally get it. But yeah, the people who have tunnel vision, they are scary because it's like, wow, like, me personally, I couldn't imagine like walking around this life not having an open mind,
Or yeah, or not allowing
that,
like true facts to like change your opinion. Like
yeah, yeah,
like
yeah,
some people who have like certain political
yeah,
views, I'm like,
yeah. Actually, that made me think of a skit that I
cool.
saw, and I wanna talk about it, but
Cool meaning
I'm
bad.
like, I don't know if I should," because, like, it wasn't terrible or anything like that, but it's like, it yeah.
Well, we could save that for another stream. But yeah,
Yeah, let's save
basically,
that for another one because, like I said, it's not, like, bad, but it's just like,
are you ready?
"Really?" Like,
Are you ready for it yet? I get it.
yeah, yeah.
Well, yeah, because like with the death penalty, like I
Mhm.
can see like some people like when they do certain crimes, like yeah, I think they
Yeah,
should get that. But then I also,
yeah.
on the flip side, I know that a lot of innocent people get put in those predicaments,
Yes.
and that
And I
the
didn't see the degree of it,
yeah, the
like, the
person that
facts of it,
may
it's like
be actually being harmed may not be the one
mhm.
that actually truly did it. So I feel like in order for the death penalty to like actually have weight, we'd have to kind of like change our how we do things. Cuz and I don't even understand why we say innocent until proven guilty because like we really do consider everyone guilty until they're proven innocent.
Yeah.
And even then, people are still like, hmm,
Yeah.
you have a shade,
Yeah.
like, there's shady judges, or there's shady, like, lawyers, or there's shady cops, or there's shady, like, some person in that kind of, like, thing that
Yeah.
makes it not good. Like,
Yeah.
so it's just, like, everything's, like, corrupt. It's like you kind of just want to wash
Yeah.
everything and start over, but, like, how do
Yeah.
you do that? Like
Yeah.
how can we as a group of people that barely can agree on anything do that?
Yeah. 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 It's
And then when
sad.
people are talking sense, then it's like, okay, well, you need to make sure you're talking to me a particular way. I believe what you're saying, but the way you said it to me, I
Yeah.
don't like it, so I'm not going to understand anything you have to say. And it's like,
Yeah.
okay. Sometimes passion is
Yeah.
warranted, I think.
Hmm.
Sometimes it
Yeah, I
is.
agree. Yeah.
But like
Hmm.
sometimes people can't see past the passion, so
Yeah.
it's like how do you it's like you're like what is it, rolling up a ball just for it to fall back at you kind of thing. It's just like
Yeah.
it's losing battle kind of, which is so frustrating because
Yeah.
I hate to sound like hopeless, but sometimes it feels hopeless. Like
It does feel
I
hopeless,
feel like
actually.
that's the only reason why Obama was like kind of like big because like in the beginning
Mhm.
he like represented like hope and like everybody was like
Mhm.
oh you know maybe
Yeah.
the world is changing because like we're willing to
Yeah.
have this man who's not fully white be a president and you know oh
Hmm.
he's black he
Yeah.
looks black oh my god like oh we're so progressive and then like all this stuff that happened after him like
Hmm.
man, should we just kept
Yeah.
a white guy? Like I'm so, like
Yeah.
this is so crazy.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah. Yeah.
bananas,
It
straight
is.
bananas.
It is. And oh gosh, I mean, you brought up an interesting question when you were like, how do we fix it? I don't even know if it can be fixed in the next few lifetimes. Like
And that
the
sucks.
corruption, it does. The
It really
corruption
sucks.
runs so deep, and yeah.
Yeah, and then they want you to
It
have like a
does.
bunch of babies, and then they don't want you to
Right.
like be able to take
Yeah.
care of them, and then they're like,
Yep.
oh, but we can't, increase wages, but we, you know, what we
Oh,
can
of course
increase,
not.
we can increase like
The
how much
cost of
food.
living.
Yeah, cost of
Mhm.
living going right up.
Mhm. Mhm.
Like, oh my god,
Not your salary though, and you better not complain. What
right?
do you mean you don't have any money to pay your
Pull
bills?
yourself up by
Don't
your
be lazy.
bootstraps.
Get another job.
I don't know why. Yeah, just ridiculous.
It is. It really is like, oh geez. Well, I hate it when that happens too because I was like, well, on another note, but then my thought escaped me, so
No, that's
sorry.
fine. Yeah. On another note, what's that other note you wanted to get
On
on?
another note, but another note, I it escaped me. It's gone.
Oh,
It is gone.
oh, it
Yeah,
just flew
it is
away.
gone. It did. Maybe, hopefully, it'll come back, but
I sure will. I
I
shall
shall
complain.
complain.
Who you complaining to? Write a letter to your senator.
Oh my gosh, yes. Write a letter.
I should write a
Man,
letter.
even though I wrote a letter once and
Oh,
listen,
right.
listen.
The
Yes.
banks are wild for
Yes.
that. Freaking all the retail places are wild too. Like how they got all
Yeah.
that money during COVID and then made a bunch of money during
Yeah.
COVID and then was like,
Yes.
oh, I still gotta lay off people. Like, babe, what?
Right. Like, so what did you do with the money? Like,
We took a vacation. Duh.
seriously? Oh my God. Yeah. But you know what? They are cracking down, well, on the little people. So, did you watch Basketball Wives at all?
Like this last season, no.
Well, oh, I
Once
didn't even
they,
know they were back.
once they,
Honest, I didn't even know it was a thing.
yeah, they came back. Well, so I was very much like, I
As
like,
that said, letter written, please mail it out tomorrow.
I really liked OG. I don't know if you have watched any of those with her on it.
So
So
I
I really
didn't
liked
see
her.
that one, but is that why Evelyn was like smacking her pelvis? Is that the girl that like
Well,
made her like want to smack her pelvis?
yeah, it was a combination between her
That
and
meme was
Cece.
hilarious in a bad way.
Yeah,
Hmm.
there was a girl on there called Cece. Cece and OG were
Uh-huh.
like best friends, and I
Uh-huh.
can't remember if it was because of OG or Cece that she did it, but pretty much
It
yeah,
was like one of them.
one of the two.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that was very strange to see because I didn't get
it was
what like
tragic.
I
It was tragic.
yeah, yeah, because ma'am, I don't know. I yeah.
Yeah, I
But
never really cared for Evelyn. Like the only
me
person who like
either.
was like mean, but like I still liked them was Drea.
Mhm.
That was the
Oh my
only
god, we
one.
were just talking about Drea yesterday because
She's
she's
pregnant.
having a baby.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, yeah, with that kid, or well, not a kid, is an underage,
A
but to
22
me
year old, yes. Mm-hmm.
that's a kid. To me, if that's your thing, that's awesome and I love it, but to me it's a kid. And but yeah, she was like really oh, that's what I was going to say. I'm
She's
sorry.
still
But
gorgeous.
like, do you remember the girl British Williams?
Yes.
So she, I guess, scammed or
PP.
not
Yep.
PPE,
Yeah.
oh god,
Yeah.
PPP loans, and
Yeah.
now
She did.
she's looking at a few years. Yeah, and I
Again.
was just like,
Oh, you know what? I think it's because she's already had it, but she
mhm.
like I think she like deferred
She needs
her
to turn
thing.
herself.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
and
She
she still needs
deferred
to turn
her
her
stuff, so she might as well have just gone in.
and got it over with. Yeah,
Yeah,
like, I
unless she has
mean,
small kids, which I
listen,
don't know if she had small kids, and maybe that's why she asked for that.
oh, maybe because she does have a small child, I think. I remember seeing a kid in the pictures on the articles that I
Yeah,
read.
maybe that's
So,
why. I mean, I could
yeah.
see that. Like if like I was, breastfeeding my youngest still,
Mhm.
I would be like, is
Yeah.
it cool if I wait until
That's
like,
what the Theranos girl did, Elizabeth Holmes, I think.
oh,
She's in prison now, but I think she was pregnant when she got convicted or some, I can't remember which one, but she was pregnant and I remember they pushed it off for like 2 years and I think so she can bond with her baby nurse. And then she had like an older kid, but
mhm.
still a young kid, like, a
Yeah.
toddler when she was pregnant. So,
Well,
yeah.
yeah. I mean, I guess that's nice of them, right? Like, I don't remember what she did that was like so crazy. I mean, but she scammed like companies. I think. I don't
Um
think she scammed people.
yeah. Yeah, she was the one with the like you can take a blood test and it's so little bit of blood. It's like a pill capsule and
Yeah.
it can tell you cancer and everything. It can read
Wow.
everything. Well, obviously that is kind of impossible. I don't know why the investors, well, maybe I think she was also probably fudging stuff too, I'm sure, because I don't know, just thinking about it and knowing like how like the volume of blood, I guess, that you would need to run different I don't know. It was just like
Well, most
I
probably
don't know, but
investors probably don't know, right? And I think she was able to
yeah.
talk to them in a way where they felt
Yeah.
comfortable with her.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
a scam is gonna
Yeah. No,
scam.
I agree. I agree. Like I believe she definitely like fudged information. And oh, and I think the other thing was that so the machine that could read the capsule-sized blood sample,
Mhm.
like they would send home and primarily the target consumer were like older elderly people, and
Oh,
I don't understand the thought process, but, people bought into it. They gave hundreds of millions of dollars and then, that I guess RICO didn't like it or whatever federal law that they go after people who
do stuff like that.
steal money because yeah, because I think like I mean, yeah, we're talking about a lot of money, but I think the government really don't care that you steal it. I think they care that they don't get like taxes on it or whatever. Like,
That's probably the the truth, unfortunately, because
yeah, that's what I think. That's just my humble opinion, but yeah.
sounds
So
plausible to me.
yeah. But yeah, that's the story of Miss Holmes. I think
British,
that's her last name, but yeah.
but oh
Oh,
yeah,
oh
the other
no,
one.
yeah, the British Williams girl. Yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Which and oh, the crazy part because I did see a YouTube video and according to this person, like
Mm-hmm.
their version of how they perceive the information, but allegedly she was like this big show off personality like on social media and I'm assuming, like, as they follow the money, she was like, she wasn't using it obviously for what she said it was for, but she was
Yeah.
also, like, flaunting big purchases and stuff on social media, and
Yeah,
I'm
and then
like,
I think,
"Girl, like"
well, yeah, because I think she was. I don't know if she was still on Housewives at that time, or not Housewives, Basketball Wives at the time. I feel like
yeah,
she was not on it during the pandemic because I feel like
I
I know OG
don't
was on it. I
I
think
didn't
during
even
the
know.
the
Yeah.
pandemic.
I
So,
didn't even know. I thought Basketball Wives ended, and this is how long I thought they were ended for. Do you remember well, if you remember this, and I may not be recounting it correctly, but the girl Brandy,
mm-hmm.
I remember them being at dinner and she's going back and forth with Shawnee, and Shawnee like kind of looked at her and she's like, "Okay, your services are no longer needed." And Brandy
Yeah,
was
she
like,
said, "Thank you for your services."
yeah, yeah.
And Brandy was like,
That's when
"What?"
I thought it was like over. Yeah,
No.
she's like, "Wait, hold on."
Yeah, Brandy, like I think they didn't bring her back for the next season, but they had like
Mhm.
maybe two. They had a couple seasons after that,
Oh,
and
with her, yeah.
what? Yeah, because they still had Malaysia. I think they still
Oh, yeah,
had
yeah, yeah. I
Drea at
remember
that time.
Malaysia.
But like,
Yeah.
I think for me, like Basketball Wives Miami was okay, but I liked Basketball Wives LA. Like that was the one that I enjoyed. And when they
Is that the
brought,
one with like the Govan
yeah,
sisters?
they started that one.
Okay.
So, because that was
Okay.
the one with the Govan sisters, Dre was on it, Jackie was there,
Yeah.
Malaysia,
Jackie. Yeah,
and
yeah,
then
yeah.
I
Yeah.
feel like someone else, but I can't remember.
Yeah, I feel
But
like someone else too.
there was them,
Yeah.
and then like that happened, and then like maybe a couple seasons in, then they brought like Evelyn, and I was like,
I
ugh, like I
remember
don't.
her
There's
being on
Evelyn
LA.
just like,
Yeah.
in my opinion, is
Mhm.
annoying. I do not like her. There's something about that woman, and
Mhm.
maybe there's something about her that reminds me of myself, and that's why I don't like her so much. But I
Mhm.
don't like her. She annoys me. Like I just every time she comes on my
She's
screen, I'm like, ugh,
Yeah.
ugh.
She has a really nasty attitude just from the things that like I remember she's like her mouth like she's very like
She's
and
annoying.
not,
She's
I
willing to
curse
like
too, but
be
like it's
rude to
something
you, but
about the
then
way
like
she curses at people
and
that's
the way
like
she
very
moves,
venomous.
like she just moves
Yeah.
weird. Like
Yeah.
I don't like it.
Yeah.
Now, like with Drea, like her, I don't know why, but like the way she moved when she was like being mean or like whatever, like it didn't
Mhm.
feel like as
Vindictive or
yeah.
nasty.
I mean, and
Yeah.
sometimes she was. I don't know if she was being vindictive, but like when she told that one girl she had a fupa, but it was like she was mean, but like
Yeah.
she was like just stating a fact. She wasn't really like trying to
Not
like.
stating a fact on the fupa girl.
Well, she what? I mean, she did have. I mean,
Right. I mean,
you
a
know,
fupa's it's there. Yeah.
a lot of people have it, right? Like whatever, But like the way Drea said it, so like flip it, and then the girl like literally flipped out. Like it was just it's a bit much.
Well, I was gonna say like if someone told me that or made fun of my or well I don't have one but if someone like made fun of my fupa like I think I would be offended too. I'd be like, bitch, what? No.
I would be like fupa,
Those are
especially
fighting
back
words.
then. Like I wouldn't have known what a fupa was, and then when she said it, I would have been like, "What?" I don't know. Like I feel like my reaction would be like, "Are you like?" I don't know, but I think I have a weird sense of humor too. Like if someone said
Yeah.
something that like is like kind of funny, like it's hard for me to stay mad because I'm like, that's funny though.
So I have this thing
You're
where
funny.
I laugh at especially I think when something is shocking to me or even
Yeah,
if I'm nervous because
yeah.
I remember when my mom called me and told me my grandmother died.
Oh,
Yeah, yeah. I chuckled and it wasn't that I was like, "Oh, ha ha ha, like grandma
yeah.
died." It's just
Like a
and
nervous.
I've done that for since forever and yeah,
I
I
kind of
felt
do that when I
terrible,
get
but
caught with something like if I get caught in something, like
mhm,
I'll like laugh,
mhm.
or if someone, okay, this is like not a serious situation, so I apologize, but like if like
No, no, no,
someone
no.
thinks I farted or something and I did it, like I just like crack up laughing. I just think that's so funny, and then like they'll really, or if they think I put something in their food, I remember one time someone thought I put something in their food. I didn't. I was like laughing. So because I'm laughing, they assumed I really did it now. And it's just like I couldn't go. And they
That
were getting
is
so mad. And
hilarious.
I like the
That's
fact that
funny.
they were getting upset. Like I just got like I couldn't help myself. And they were
Yeah,
so pissed at me.
yeah.
But
Oh my god.
it was comedic for
That's
me.
funny. That's pretty funny.
When Kia's nervous, she laughs. Yeah,
Oh my
she
god, I
does.
totally laugh when I'm nervous. And yeah, oh, it's bad.
Or
It's
have
bad,
outbursts.
but yeah. You said, "Oh, or have outbursts." I can see
Yeah.
that. I can see that.
Well, like we were at a funeral one time, and I thought they didn't call my
Uh-huh.
cousin's name, so I like yelled it
Yeah.
out. But like she goes by two different names, so I didn't hear
Oh,
the
so
name that I'm used to hearing. So it was like, oh, how dare they not say her name? I think was I pregnant? I
I
was
love
pregnant at the
it.
time.
I love it. I love
Everybody's looking at
it.
me
I
like,
love it.
Kiara, if you would just shut up. Oh my god! And then at the same
That's
funeral,
funny.
the food was so bad. The food was so bad. I like
No.
I like try to eat it. I spit that stuff
Mhm.
out like right away. I just
Like,
I luckily was next to a trash can, so I was like, ugh. And then Liv's like, oh, are you okay? I was like, no, I can't eat this. But luckily I'm pregnant, so I was like, oh, I'm good.
right. It's like it makes
Oh.
perfect sense. It makes perfect sense, honey.
So then Esther got me like
Oh my
McDonald's or something,
gosh.
which is not better, but other than that,
You know what though? No, I know everybody has like
God
their
bless them
opinion
though.
about McDonald's. I get it. I totally get it. But I love their chicken nuggets. Like they were so good.
No. I mean, I remember when I
You
was
didn't love their chicken
younger, I
nuggets?
loved their chicken nuggets. Now I'm just like,
Yeah.
everyone spits out the food. Everyone. I don't think anyone liked it, especially my family. My family was like,
Oh no.
yeah, it
Oh,
was a no
that
bueno.
sucks.
So everyone
So
must have been
everyone must have been pregnant. That's
and was.
funny. And what about it?
Right? I should figure out a way to put it on our stream thing, like
Yes,
Esta.
yes, yes, yes. So everybody can know what we're talking about. Yeah, I love that meme. I just think it is so sassy and so cute.
Oh,
I
I
love
love
it.
sass. I love the sass thing.
Me
Yeah.
too. And what about it? I loved it.
Oh my god, yeah. And it was funny too because like after the funeral, everybody came over to my house or like me and
Yeah,
Esta's house. So like Esta didn't
yeah,
realize that a bunch of people were coming over, and I didn't realize a bunch of people were coming over either. I just thought it was like my
yeah,
aunt, my uncle, and like her
yeah.
kids.
Like
Like
close fam.
yeah, they're all
Yeah,
close friends because they're all my aunts and my uncles that
yeah,
showed up with their kids. So it was like way more people than I thought. And then like
yeah.
luckily, my uncle had told Essa because he drove separately, like, oh, just so you
Mhm,
know, a bunch of people are coming over here. And then I was like, oh, is anybody like allergic to dogs or whatever?
mhm.
Then my aunt gonna talk about, oh, this girl is scared of dogs. And I was like, well, does she know I have a dog? Because it's gonna be there.
Right. Yeah, 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 yeah,
But I
yeah,
don't think she was like going through it because obviously it's a funeral, so she wasn't really thinking about
yeah,
that. I just like, oh
yeah.
God, because I don't want this lady like freaking out because
I was gonna say you don't
she
want to
was
like
she wasn't a neat.
traumatize her or have her have a
Well, no, yeah,
traumatizing
I don't want her to
experience.
traumatize her,
Yeah,
but I mean,
yeah.
that's my dog. That's where she live.
So I'm not gonna lie to you. So when we had Heckler, who was our gorgeous, beautiful, beautiful, beautiful German Shepherd, and everybody would, because he was so big, like his appearance could be intimidating, and I
Yeah.
totally like understood that. But at the same time, he was literally like a little pussycat. Like
At the same
I feel
time,
like
this
if
is
a
his home.
exactly. And oh my gosh, we were always like, well, I mean, he's here, so and we're not locking him like in a room or
Oh.
oh, I know he was so big, but he was so oh this oh man. Yeah. Okay, but anyway, I don't want to cry, but
Yeah, don't do it, don't
so
do it. But
I know
yeah.
I'm not. Oh, I'm
Puppies
but
were cute. Good memories. Good memories.
yes, absolutely. Definitely my first baby.
Oh,
Second baby because of Stewie. So, yeah. So, yeah. But yeah. Okay. Sorry.
memories. Yeah. But yeah, so and then I think someone was allergic. So I was like,
Yeah.
this is a hot mess.
So my other son, Bell's 6-year-old, he is allergic to dogs. And honestly,
Oh.
with like how close our families are, that's like one of the main reasons why we haven't just like said, okay, let's get a dog, because we were just kind of like bouncing back and forth, but so excited because baby, let me know in the chat if we're still in agreement about the guinea pigs, because I think they're so adorable and they're
Aw.
like big enough to have fun with. They're not super tiny like
Yeah.
hamsters, so I'm like, yay! So excited, so
Yeah,
excited.
my neighbor,
So,
she has like a bunny, which I was like,
oh yeah, oh, it's so
that's it
cute.
is cute, but I just
It's
like, what do
different.
you
It's
do with the
different.
bunny? But they love it.
Yeah,
Like I every
yeah.
time like she posts
Does she have
pictures.
like kids and the kids like are all over the
Well, yeah, she has
bunny?
her daughter, and like they just
Mhm.
like I see like photos of them all the time, and I'm like, oh my god, so adorable.
That is cute.
I
That's
can't
super
imagine myself
cute.
having a bunny, but she can't imagine herself having a cat. So,
Yeah, no, I get it. Because like, especially when it comes to like people are always they're people like dog people, cat people, right?
yeah.
So everybody always have their opinions. And honestly, I never thought I was a cat person like at all until
Aw.
Stewie. Yeah, right. I know, I
I'm
know.
definitely a cat
But
person
honestly,
and a
are
dog
you a cat
person. I
person?
like
I'm
both.
still not a
Cats are
cat
just
person. I'm still
more like easier for me though.
Yeah, they are. Yeah,
Less
because
maintenance.
I was gonna say they're pretty self-sufficient, aside from, like, their food and water, they're in cleaning out their litter box, but you don't have to take them out, you don't have to
Ooh.
scoop their poop and all that other stuff. Oh my gosh,
You
so
should
I'm gonna
totally get it
tell
if you got the
you,
land. Okay.
Belle has, started gardening,
Oh, I'm
and
so jealous.
yeah. Mhm, 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 and last year, she had such a good harvest, and I was so
Aw.
proud of her. Yeah, but, the neighbor has chickens, and I was not, like, weirded out or anything by that. I was like, "Man, that is pretty darn cool." So, I would love, love, love if you were to get chickens, Belle. Just
You,
putting
sh-
that out there.
you should, because then that's like a learning opportunity for the kids too. So,
Absolutely. Yes.
yeah, if
Yep.
we had land for it,
Definitely.
I would want chickens that Esat took care of.
Speaking of chickens, they has yeah, I'm sure. Absolutely. But there's a girl that I used to watch her on YouTube, and I mean, I guess I just haven't caught her, but she used to go by like Earth Mama Medicine, but there was like some copyright thing, even though
Oh,
she had that name for like years and years.
yeah.
So her new name is Veleda Organica, I believe.
Oh,
But so she was like homesteading, and I mean, she like jumped into it, and they had like chickens, and she had like this home birth, and I
oh
mean,
wow.
she was like
In
she
it.
honey went for the cause, right? But it was so cool, and I did not know about this. So like of the different chickens that she like had, number one, oh my gosh, I believe they're called silken chickens, but
Mm-hmm.
it looks like they kind of have like a little hairstyle. They're
Yeah.
so cute, and they have all these like funky, adorable like feathers and stuff. But I was just like, it's something that makes sense, right? But something that I never thought about. I just thought chickens were generally the same, and there aren't
Oh
different
yeah,
like,
same. Yeah.
you know what I mean?
Well,
Yeah, like, and then it's
you
like,
see
no,
one
this is
picture
a
of it,
silken
you assume
chicken.
that's how it's gonna be. Like
Exactly. Exactly.
stereotypes. The
Yep.
chickens.
Yeah. I mean, oh my gosh, yes, guilty. Guilty. I did
Yeah.
stereotype chicken.
Put her to jail. But yeah, like I love all those homesteading, gardening,
Yeah,
all that
me
stuff.
too.
Like the idea of it sounds great. But there was like one
Yeah.
person on TikTok that was like, "Girl, you wouldn't be able to do any of that stuff." And I was like, "You're probably
You don't
right."
think so?
I
You don't
don't know
think you
because
can
like
get down with
I
the
get
get down?
I get grossed out by lots of things. I mean, I
Oh,
feel
yeah,
like,
well,
you
that would
know, it
definitely
would be a
yeah.
slow like it would be hard, but I think I could
Yeah.
do it if I put my mind to it, right? If I put my back into it. Number two is out cold. LO. Number one, still wired.
Oh,
Well, obviously number two, God. Like she's the only one that consistently goes to bed at like a decent time in my head. Like
love that.
everybody else is like,
It's a mixed bag. Yeah, it could go either way. Yeah, it's well,
yeah.
that's with all three of mine. But yeah, yeah.
The blessing is
I
that we
love that she has
homeschool
a
and we don't really
yeah.
have anywhere to go.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Oh
whatever.
my god. I couldn't imagine my kids being in like a traditional school. Oh,
Well, honestly, I
yeah,
feel like
we would be late all the
if
time.
they
Oh.
were, I mean, you probably would be like, I mean, yeah, you might be late every now and then, but like,
No, nope, 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 nope. They couldn't even pay me to be on time when I was working. So
oh,
sorry. Did I say that? Oh my god. It was like to the point where pretty much they just knew like, yeah, when Tiffany gets in, pretty much. So,
oh,
yeah.
see, that's the kind of job I
Yeah.
need, or I needed. Like I had jobs
But
where like it didn't even matter if I was there on
mhm,
time, but then I had people still
mhm.
tripping. It's like, babe, but what did you need? Was there an emergency?
Right. Yeah, like
No,
yeah. But
calm down.
so yeah, it was super laid back in that aspect, but there was also the other side of it. So, like working for attorneys, there's like a socioeconomic divide, I guess.
Yeah,
I'm not saying this is at all law firms, but at my
yeah,
law firm it was. And it was very annoying dealing with some of those personalities because and don't get me wrong, I am so glad that you went through all your school, like we need lawyers, keep hope alive, all that shit, right?
yeah.
But it still doesn't mean that you can like talk down to people or you know what I mean? Otherwise
I
assume
do.
that this person is less than. You know what I mean? So
Yeah, I'm
like
still a human being
it
just
was
like you are, so
exactly like
you
it
could
was
still get
it
punched in
could
the
it could be
face,
really
just like
stressful.
I could.
So, my husband can definitely attest to the fact where there was a back and forth between myself and the office manager, and I was pregnant with number one, and it got pretty heated to the point where I had to walk away because I walked away and I called my husband and he's like, what are you doing? Go back upstairs and tell the lawyer that I worked for, like,
Yeah,
because I'm like, I'm quitting this job. Like, I was
yeah.
done. I was so pissed and I was hormonal and it was terrible. But I did follow my husband's advice and I went up there and I remember I just like let it rip and he's like, "Hold on." He's like, "We're not having that baby right here, so I'm going to need you to calm down." And
Aw.
I'm like, "I'm sorry." I was so mad.
I don't
But
know why people want to pick on people
basically
when they're pregnant. Like, it's so wild.
oh my gosh. And then like the worst part about it, she ended up going to the other partner. So like both attorneys basically that we worked for had equal power. So,
Mm-hmm.
you know what I mean? But she ended up going to the other partner and was like, "Oh my gosh, like Tiffany yelled at me, da 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 da," to the point where, initially he's like, "Well, if she's not happy here, like she
She
could
can
leave her."
go.
Well, this
Yeah.
is yeah, 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 yeah. And so that's when my attorney like he's like, "Hold on, like I'll take care of it." And my attorney went into the other attorney's office. They met for about 20 minutes and
Mm-hmm.
then basically when they came out they're like, "Okay, you guys need to figure this out because you're both valuable, da 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 da." So she ended up taking me to lunch, but I was so pissed. I didn't like that first week. I was like, "Bitch, don't talk to me." Like, but I ended up like letting my guard down, and I was just like, "Fine." And we ended up squashing it, and my remaining years there were fine. But
That's
yeah, it,
good.
it was just like, yeah, 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 yeah. And actually, that job, they were very, very generous. So they ended up throwing me a surprise baby shower when I was
Mm-hmm.
pregnant with my first, and they were very, 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 very generous to the point where we needed a second car for all the gifts.
Aw.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
sweet.
but then at the same time, like, I got back from maternity leave and there's still like, yeah, God, it was just like, okay, like, great, I guess everything's back to normal. And then, but I had a really nice send off when I left, to stay home with the baby. Well,
Yeah.
no, I'm lying. I worked for Amazon. I was, like an at-home customer service rep for
Oh,
Amazon
how did that go?
for oh my god, girl, it was stressful. Oh, so really quick, because I know we're that by the way, that went by so fast.
It really
But
did.
really quick, this lady called because I guess her daughter was in labor, so she ordered a car seat that was because back then, Prime wasn't as like what it is now. So
Yeah.
you would have like a guaranteed delivery date or an estimated delivery date.
Mm-hmm.
She had an estimated delivery date. And I remember
Oh.
she's like, "Where's my car seat? My daughter's about to have this baby." And she was like screaming at me, and I was not used to this. So, like I said, the one thing you're not supposed to say in customer service, I said, "Ma'am, will you please calm down?"
Oh.
Why did I say that? What she started calling me a bitch. She was like,
Oh, I would have quit.
oh, it was so back then. Well, I think it's still kind of, I don't know because I don't harass customer service people,
Mm-hmm.
but you couldn't. Like their whole thing was we have amazing customer service. So you would get in
Oh.
trouble if you were to disconnect a call.
So
Yes.
I worked with Best Buy in-home scheduling service,
Yeah.
something like that, and like
Yeah.
they were like, if they start cursing at you, you hang up the phone.
I love that because Amazon was like, bitch, take it. And
No
I
one
was
ever,
like,
no one ever cursed at me though. Like everyone, like once they started getting like really, really upset with me, they just got off the phone, and I was like,
well,
okay.
yeah, because at least they had some semblance of common sense, right? Nope, I got this lady screaming at me like, "Ma'am, just because you're screaming at me, I can't magically make your thing appear." So,
Yeah,
like,
I remember one lady. She was like, "Oh, I need this done at this date," and I was like, "Okay." I was like, "Well, the thing is that you're
I
scheduled at
know.
this time."
I know.
So, you're scheduled
I
at this
know. I
time.
know.
So if I can try to see if I can get you another date. But the
Right.
problem with that is if once I click out of this, you no longer have this date, right? So
Right,
it
right,
may
right.
go sooner, but it also may go later. So are you sure
Right.
you want me to do that? And then she was like, "Well, sometimes you just gotta do nice things for people." And I'm like, "Ma'am, I completely understand what you're saying. However, as soon as I click out of here, this date is no longer yours. That means if someone else
Yeah.
calls and wants and gets that date automatically, they get that date now, not you.
Yeah.
Now you could go up,
Yeah.
but you could go down. Like, are you
Yeah.
sure?" And then I think her son got on the phone, and then I had to explain it to him, and then he was like,
Oh
"Oh,
god, that
okay."
seems so yeah, I'd have been like, "Ugh,
And
God, what don't y'all
but
understand?"
you know what? Like for me though, and maybe this is why no one hung up on me. I was like, well, okay, if I
Yeah.
had like a situation, I might be frustrated
Yeah.
too. So okay.
Yeah.
So,
You know what? I'm not gonna lie to you. Like, I was never one of those people to like be rude to like customer service
oh,
workers or
I
like
can be, but I'm like
restaurant
nice nasty.
workers.
I'm nice
Yeah.
nasty.
Well, so like I have, had to like maybe correct something here or there,
Very
but
stern.
there has thankfully nothing been there's been nothing at like egregious for me to have to do it. And plus like I always try to like put myself in their shoes
Yeah,
because they could just be having a fucked up day,
yeah,
just because some other asshole wanted to treat them like shit because they're serving food. Like, you know what I mean?
yeah. So
So, like, I
basically,
try to always stay mindful of that.
now like I'll ask them if they're able to help
Mhm.
me with this. And if
Yeah.
you're not able to help me with this, like I need to talk to someone else. And I always try to
Mhm.
do it when I'm hungry because that's my best my nice nasty like I can be when I'm
You're
hungry. Yes, my
hangry.
hangry. So that way I can get the stuff done and like not be like really emotional about it. So
Okay, yeah, yeah, yeah. That
like
makes sense.
I
That
just
makes
want
sense.
you to tell me if you can help me at all because I'm not gonna sit
Yeah.
here get on this conversation and talk, and you be like, "Oh, I can't really help you.
Yeah, and then yeah, yeah.
Can I speak to your supervisor?"
escalate this, please. Thank you.
I will
Thanks.
Karen it up. What's your name, Karen?
Right. Right.
I need
Well, oh
advice.
my God, look at us. We came to another show. I can't believe it's already over. I feel like that was like nice. I think
It
we're
was
getting
nice.
used to this. How are you
Yes.
feeling?
I feel good as long as like all of our like
Yeah.
soundy stuff will like be friendly with us.
Yes.
It's great.
Yes. 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 Yes.
But
Guilty.
yeah,
Guilty.
other than that, but no, not just you. Like this whole thing, like it's always like something random. But S. Dot said like that's how him and Nerdy Teachers were. So it's like it's not just an
Yeah.
us exclusive. So
Yeah, that makes me feel so much better because I'm like, "Oh god, jeez, I'm slow."
yeah, no. I think it's just like a bunch of different things, and then like obviously it's not like we've been doing this for like 2-3 years and we're like still
Very true,
mucking
that
it
is true
up.
too. This is still super new.
We're
Yeah.
newbies
Yeah.
learning new things.
Yeah, but you know what? Honestly, the most important thing is that we're having fun. So,
Yes, yes,
I
yes.
I ju I think it's so much fun. So, yeah.
Yes, and then
Totally worth
when I
it.
get off of here, I'm gonna find Hulu so I can see if I can find that 2020.
Oh, yeah, 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 the 2020
That,
episode. It's gonna be
at least
the
so I can
the most recent
screenshot it,
one.
so that way I know for a
Yeah.
fact that that's the one that you're talking about, and then I
Yeah.
can go from there.
Okay. Okay.
But
Definitely.
yes,
Definitely. It sounds like a plan, ma'am. Oh, and don't forget at some point I do want to start rewatching Desperate Housewives because that's just my show.
it is a really good
I love
show.
that show. God, I love that show.
I love it. You know, okay, so before we go, my show, like when I
Yeah.
was like when I would get like sad, like when I was single,
Mhm.
would be I would watch Sex in the City over and over again. Like I don't know why,
Oh,
but like
I love
almost
Sex
like
in the City.
all the little BS stuff that would happen, I would just be like, oh, so relatable. Yeah, I had the collection
Yeah.
too. I don't know where all of
Yeah.
my stuff is though because like I don't know if it was with kids or what, but like
Yeah.
and then moving. Oh, you had the collection of Desperate
Oh, of
Housewives.
Desperate
I
Housewives.
had the
Yeah,
collection
that
of
I
Sex and
love that
City.
show.
I
No, that's
never I never
listen,
had the
if
collection of
you
Housewives,
remember
but it's on
how
Hulu, right?
big that show was in its high day and in its heyday,
Heyday.
like Sex in the City was I mean, it was Sex in the City. So no,
And,
totally,
and it's
totally. But
funny
yes,
because
it is on
I
Hulu,
didn't
Desperate
even
Housewives.
watch Sex in the City until like I think like until it was like
Oh,
almost
Biscuits to
over.
Wong Fu. I love
Oh,
that
I love
movie.
Tu Wong Fu.
Me
Yes.
too. Me too.
That was my favorite.
Okay,
Anyways,
okay. Is it me or did Patrick Swayze look gorgeous? Like so beautiful. Oh,
I think it's
oh,
just you. I mean, I think he was cute. I
is
mean,
it?
they
Oh.
weren't ugly by
Well,
any means. I mean, I think they did a
oh,
good job,
honey,
like being like whatever.
honey,
It's in the basement. Oh, it's in the
do
basement.
you not remember Noxzema Jackson?
I mean, I just feel like the color choice was wrong.
There was a lot of
It was
ugly.
just the color choice. I mean, like, you know what I wish they would have done. Even though I
The
do
color
enjoy,
choice?
yeah, the hair, the orange, like for me, like it didn't work. But
Oh, oh my, yes, yeah.
I
Oh,
mean, I think if they would have
yes.
chosen a different color, I think it would have been fine. But I
I
wish they would
blocked
have.
it out because the rest was so woof.
I wish they would
Oh,
have like
sorry.
chosen like actual like drag
T
ladies.
girls or
Yeah,
yeah,
to do it
yeah,
because I feel like
yeah,
that would have been just like amazing. Like I feel like they should like
yeah.
that's a movie. Even though I absolutely
That
adore that
I love
movie,
it, but that would be a
it
great remake.
that's one. Yeah, like
Yes,
especially if you use like not use,
yes,
but like incorporated a lot of the people from like RuPaul's Drag Race or like anyone, right? But like
yes,
RuPaul's Drag Race,
yeah,
like for example, I feel
yeah,
like that would be like amazing because then like you could have
yeah.
more of like that and then like in the old
That
timey kind of
representation
country.
of the
Look what they
girls
were.
that live this life. Yeah,
Yeah, I think that'd be cool.
yeah.
And then a more
I
diverse
think
like
so too.
country area, like you could still be diverse. It doesn't have to just be all like whatever. And if Dolly Parton was in
Yeah.
it, oh my god, that would just be crazy.
Oh, I love Dolly. I will always forever have a very, very, very special place in my heart for Dolly. Like, yeah. Oh. And one of my favorite songs, Jolene, Love. Oh, I guess I do like country. Oh my gosh.
Dun dun dun! And now we can end the show.
Wait, Woo! Woo! Woo!
I told you it was
Woo!
going to take a
Woo!
year. It took less time. It took
It
less
took
time.
less than a year. Oh my god!
Oh
I am
yeah, we
proud
didn't
of
even do this
myself.
today.
Yes. Hold on. I gotta put my mic down quick. Yes. I love it.
More no.
What? You didn't like Jolene Estott?
He doesn't even know what he's
I love
talking
that's
about. He's just tired.
one of my favorite
He's
songs. One
tired.
of my
Jolene is
favorite
great.
songs.
Oh my god! And
I
okay, before we
love that
go, so
song.
like, what was
Yeah.
that show? The kids show, the singing high school kids, Glee. When
Yes, 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 yes.
Naya Rivera sang,
Mhm.
what was the song? Valerie. Oh my god, I was obsessed.
So I never saw Glee before.
Oh my god. Well, you
I
can literally just
know.
listen to it. Listen to it.
Yeah. I was gonna. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Because they have like the shows like soundtrack and all that stuff.
They do. The first couple
Yes.
seasons were
Okay.
good. The last season,
Yeah.
not so good.
Was it? Yeah. They
Not so good.
kind. Yeah. I know. I get disappointed when shows do that. I'd be like,
Yeah, it's because they like do it too
why are y'all
long.
jumping the shark? Yeah. Yeah. But no, send me the song. I would love to hear it.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. I'll have to
But
see the
yes, I'm
mashup.
so proud of myself. Yeah.
I'm proud
Yeah.
of you too.
Oh, why?
You
Thank you, my
country
darling.
bumpkin.
Woo! I'll take that as a compliment, girl.
Welcome to the dark side.
Welcome to the dark side. And then I have to do the
Yes.
yes. No, you know what that
Oh
reminds me
yeah.
of? Yes.
That's another movie that was really good. What was it
Yeah, I
called?
loved Austin
Austin Powers.
Powers. Yes.
The
And
first one
Mini
and the
Me.
second one were like, oh my god. I think the second one was my favorite though.
Was it
Uh,
what was the second one again? I remember without a doubt first one,
it's
which I
like
love.
they
Love the
had
first one.
Seth Green in it,
Was
and
that
then
with Fat Bastard?
yeah, I think yeah. I think he was in both, but yeah,
Okay.
definitely in that one. And it was like the baby
Okay.
back
Okay.
thing, and then
Yeah, the baby back,
you know,
baby.
my favorite part was when they were like, they were doing like the Jerry Springer part, where like, to see if Scott was really his kid. I think it was Scott.
Yes. Yeah.
Was really his
Seth
kid.
Green's character.
Yeah, I love that.
Yes, yes,
And
yes, yes, yes.
the way
Yes, yes,
Dr.
yes.
Evil
Yes,
talked
it's
to him,
coming
I
back.
just was like, oh my god, I love it. I just love all of this.
Yeah.
I wonder what happened to him.
See, now I want to watch Austin Powers. What happened to Seth Green or Mike Myers?
Mike Myers. But you know what I was thinking when I was thinking Mike Myers? I was like, oh, his name's not Mike
Yeah.
Myers, because I was thinking of the other, that like Halloween
Yeah.
guy.
Yep.
Michael
Yep.
Myers.
Yep.
I was
Same.
thinking of Michael
Yep.
Myers, and I was like,
Yep.
that's.
I used to always. Yes. Yep. Same.
Well, on that
Yeah.
confusing note. You did. No, just joking. But we'll see you Wednesday.
You did. Yes, we'll see you Wednesday, guys. 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Thank you so much for hanging out with
Or
us.
like
We really
10:30 or
appreciate you
whatever.
guys. Oh my gosh, no. I promise. Okay, so for me, right?
Okay.
For me, I'm gonna get on at 9:45 so that this don't happen anymore.
Oh yeah, maybe
Oh,
we should do that.
hello. Does it? So number 2 just came in to show me his lip because he
Oh, hurt himself.
bumped. Well, I think he was using like his phone and boom.
Oh.
So does it feel better? Good. Oh, I see.
So sweet.
Well,
Go take care of the baby.
I will, honey. Good night.
Good night.
And bye, all our friends. We'll see you guys on Wednesday.
Bye.
Peace. Bye.
Bye.